The world is changing rapidly, power dynamics are shifting. For decades, the United States has been a dominant global superpower, shaping international policies and economies. But today, that influence is being increasingly balanced by emerging economies and shifting alliances. New centers of power are emerging from Asia to Europe, driven by technological innovation and economic growth. Countries like China, India, and Russia are asserting themselves on the world stage, forming new alliances and economic partnerships. This is creating a more complex and unpredictable geopolitical landscape, with new conflicts and collaborations. How will these power shifts play out in the coming years? What role will technology and innovation play in this new order? What does it mean for the future of the world? How will it affect global cooperation and competition? These are the questions we'll be exploring today in depth, analyzing the intricate web of global power dynamics. If you're passionate about understanding the complexities of geopolitics and economics, hit that subscribe button and join our community for more in-depth analysis and insights. Welcome back to Curious Mind, the channel where we explore the questions that shape our world. Today, we embark on a journey to understand the shifting sands of global power, a topic that is as intricate as it is fascinating. We're delving into the complex and ever-changing world of global power dynamics. From the towering skyscrapers of New York to the ancient temples of Beijing, the landscape of global influence is constantly evolving. The post-World War II era saw the rise of the United States as a global hegemon, characterized by its unparalleled military might and economic strength. With a defense budget exceeding $800 billion and a GDP that has historically accounted for around 25% of the global economy, the U.S. established itself as a dominant force in shaping the world order. Through the founding of key international institutions like the United Nations and NATO, as well as its promotion of free trade and democratic values, the U.S. has influenced global norms and policies for decades. This hegemonic role not only facilitated economic recovery in war-torn regions, but also helped maintain a relatively stable international environment during the Cold War and beyond. However, the 21st century is witnessing a diffusion of power, with nations that were once considered peripheral emerging as significant players on the global stage. No single nation holds absolute dominance. Instead, the world is becoming increasingly multipolar, with power distributed among various countries and regions. This shift is driven by multifaceted factors, including economic growth, technological advancements, and demographic changes. Economic growth in Asia has been staggering, with China leading the charge. The rapid industrialization and modernization of countries like India and South Korea further contribute to this shift, translating their economic prowess into geopolitical influence. For instance, China's Belt and Road Initiative extends its reach across continents, impacting trade routes and diplomatic relations, thereby reshaping global economic networks. Meanwhile, the United States grapples with internal divisions and questions its role in the world. Political polarization and economic challenges have led to a more inward-looking stance, creating a vacuum that other nations are eager to fill. Countries like Russia, Brazil, and Turkey are stepping up, seeking to expand their influence and assert their presence on the global stage. As the balance of power shifts, these dynamics will have profound implications for international relations, necessitating a re-evaluation of strategies and alliances in an increasingly complex global landscape. If you're finding this analysis insightful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking content. Stay tuned as we continue to explore the forces shaping our world. One of the most exciting trends in global power dynamics is the rise of previously developing economies, especially in Asia. Imagine countries like India, with a GDP growth rate averaging around 6 to 7% in recent years, and Vietnam, now a manufacturing powerhouse. These nations are not just expanding their economic influence, they are reshaping global markets with innovative trade agreements and technological advancements. This shift is shaking up traditional power structures, forcing established powers like the United States and Europe to rethink their roles and strategies. As these nations assert their interests on the global stage, the balance of power is set for a dramatic transformation. China's rise is perhaps the most striking example of this shift. With the world's second-largest economy, boasting a GDP of over $17 trillion, and a rapidly modernizing military, China's influence extends far beyond its borders. This transformation positions China as a key player in international trade and diplomacy, raising important questions about the balance of power and the future of global governance. China is actively expanding its global influence through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure and investment project aimed at enhancing trade connectivity across Asia, Europe, and Africa. Meanwhile, India is emerging as another rising power, leveraging its vast population and burgeoning tech sector to position itself as a leader in innovation and digital transformation. Together, these two nations are reshaping the contours of global economics and politics, prompting a re-evaluation of traditional alliances and power structures. As a key player in the Indo-Pacific region, China not only advocates for a multipolar world order, where power is distributed among multiple countries rather than dominated by a single superpower, but also actively promotes its interests through strategic partnerships and initiatives. Emerging economies like India and others are increasingly challenging traditional power structures, pushing for reforms in global institutions such as the United Nations and the World Trade Organization. This shift reflects their demand for a more equitable representation in global affairs, signaling a fundamental transformation in the geopolitical landscape. Despite the rise of new global powers, it is premature to write off the West. The United States, while facing significant challenges, from economic pressures to geopolitical rivalries, remains a formidable economic and military force, with a GDP of over $25 trillion and the largest defense budget in the world. This enduring strength enables the U.S. to maintain its influence in international affairs and adapt to evolving global dynamics. As the landscape shifts, the ability of the West to leverage its resources and alliances will be crucial in navigating the challenges posed by emerging economies. Europe, while grappling with internal divisions, such as the repercussions of Brexit and varying economic policies among member states, remains a major economic bloc, representing one of the largest combined economies in the world. As a significant player in international institutions like the European Union and NATO, Europe continues to wield considerable influence in shaping global policies on trade, security, and climate change. This complex interplay between unity and division will be crucial as Europe navigates its role in an increasingly multipolar world. What are your thoughts on the rise of emerging economies? Share your insights in the comments below. The West continues to wield considerable soft power, driven by its rich cultural exports such as Hollywood films, popular music, and fashion, as well as its prestigious universities like Harvard and Oxford, which attract students from around the globe. Additionally, technological innovations from companies like Apple and Google set global standards and shape consumer behavior worldwide. This multifaceted influence not only promotes values associated with democracy and human rights but also fosters global connections, reinforcing the West's position on the world stage amidst rising competition from emerging economies. The relationship between the West and rising powers is poised to be one of the defining features of the 21st century, shaping geopolitical alliances, economic strategies, and global governance. As competition intensifies in areas like trade, technology, and military influence, there will also be opportunities for cooperation in addressing shared challenges such as climate change, public health, and international security. This complex interplay of rivalry and collaboration will determine not only the future of international relations but also the stability and prosperity of the global community. Economics plays a pivotal role in shaping global power dynamics, as economic strength serves as the backbone for military might, technological advancement, and diplomatic influence. For instance, nations with robust economies can invest significantly in defense capabilities, develop cutting-edge technologies, and exert their influence in international negotiations. As emerging economies like China and India continue to grow, the balance of power is shifting, compelling established powers to adapt their strategies in order to maintain their global standing. This interplay between economic prosperity and power projection is crucial for understanding the future landscape of international relations. The rise of China can be largely attributed to its remarkable economic miracle, characterized by an average GDP growth rate of around 10% over the past few decades, and a dramatic reduction in poverty levels. Its vast manufacturing base, producing everything from electronics to textiles, combined with a burgeoning consumer market of over 1.4 billion people, gives China significant leverage in global trade. This economic strength enables China to forge strategic trade partnerships, influence global supply chains, and assert its interests on the international stage, fundamentally reshaping the landscape of global commerce. Despite facing significant economic challenges such as rising income inequality and trade deficits, the United States still boasts the world's largest economy, with a GDP exceeding $25 trillion. Its dominant position in global finance is underscored by the U.S. dollar's status as the primary reserve currency, facilitating international trade and investment. This economic strength not only allows the U.S. to exert considerable influence in global markets but also positions it as a key player in shaping international financial policies and institutions. Join our community of global thinkers by subscribing. Together, we explore the stories behind the headlines and uncover the truth. The economic interdependence is a defining feature of our globalized world, marked by intricate trade networks, multinational corporations, and shared supply chains. This interconnectedness fosters cooperation on critical issues like climate change and public health as nations recognize the advantages of collaboration. However, it can also lead to competition and conflict, evident in trade disputes and resource competition. As countries navigate this delicate balance between collaboration and rivalry, the impact of economic interdependence will play a crucial role in shaping international relations and global stability. We'd love to hear your thoughts on how economic interdependence influences global relations. Share your insights in the comments below. Technology is a key driver of global power in the 21st century, fundamentally transforming how nations interact and compete. Innovations in artificial intelligence are enhancing military capabilities and intelligence operations, while breakthroughs in quantum computing promise to revolutionize encryption and cybersecurity. These technological advancements not only reshape the geopolitical landscape, but also create new arenas for competition as countries vie for technological supremacy. As nations increasingly recognize the strategic importance of technology, the ability to innovate and adapt will be crucial for maintaining influence and security in an ever-evolving global order. The United States has long been at the forefront of technological innovation, particularly in areas like software and the internet. From the development of pioneering companies such as Microsoft and Google, which have shaped the digital landscape, to the creation of the internet itself, a project initiated by the U.S. government, the nation has consistently led in technological advancements. This leadership not only drives economic growth domestically, but also establishes global standards and practices, influencing markets and cultures around the world. As the US continues to innovate, its role in shaping the future of technology remains crucial in the competitive global landscape. However, China is rapidly catching up, investing heavily in research and development. The competition for technological supremacy is fierce, with implications for economic competitiveness, military superiority, and even cultural influence. Cybersecurity is a crucial aspect of technological power in the 21st century. The ability to protect one's own critical infrastructure such as power grids, financial systems, and communication networks against cyberattacks is essential for maintaining national security and economic stability. Additionally, the capacity to identify and exploit vulnerabilities in the systems of other nations can serve as a significant strategic advantage. Recent incidents such as the SolarWinds cyber attack and ransomware attacks targeting major corporations underscore the vulnerabilities that countries face. As nations prioritize cybersecurity measures, the outcome of this digital arms race will have profound implications for international relations and the balance of power in the global arena. If you found this video insightful, imagine what we can discover together. Subscribe and let's continue this journey of exploration and understanding. As nations increasingly prioritize cybersecurity measures, implementing national frameworks, investing in advanced technologies, and engaging in international agreements, the outcome of this digital arms race will have profound implications for international relations and the global balance of power. The development of both offensive and defensive cyber capabilities can shift power dynamics, as countries that excel in cybersecurity may gain leverage over those that do not. For instance, nations with robust cybersecurity infrastructures may deter adversaries from launching cyber attacks, while those lacking such defenses may find themselves vulnerable to manipulation or coercion. Ultimately, the ability to navigate this complex landscape will play a critical role in shaping alliances, influencing geopolitical strategies, and maintaining stability in the international arena. The United States possesses the world's most powerful military, characterized by its global reach and advanced capabilities, with a defense budget exceeding $800 billion and cutting-edge technologies like stealth aircraft and unmanned systems. However, other nations, such as China and Russia, are investing heavily in modernizing their armed forces, focusing on advancements in artificial intelligence, cyber warfare, and hypersonic missiles. This increasing military investment by other countries not only enhances their operational capabilities, but also challenges U.S. dominance in certain regions. As global military dynamics shift, the potential for new power balances and geopolitical tensions will become increasingly pronounced. China's military expansion represents a significant development in global security dynamics, characterized by its rapidly growing navy, which now includes advanced aircraft carriers and a fleet of modern submarines, alongside substantial investments in cutting-edge weaponry such as hypersonic missiles and artificial intelligence-driven systems. Similarly, Russia has adopted a more assertive military posture, particularly in its near abroad, engaging in military exercises and territorial assertiveness in regions like Ukraine and the Arctic. These developments not only challenge the existing balance of power, but also compel the United States and its allies to reassess their strategic responses, raising concerns about regional stability and the potential for conflict. The potential for military conflict, while not inevitable, remains a significant concern in a multipolar world characterized by a diffusion of power among various nations. As emerging powers like China and India challenge traditional hegemons, the likelihood of misunderstandings and miscalculations increases, particularly in contested regions such as the South China Sea and Eastern Europe. Factors such as competing national interests, territorial disputes, and historical grievances can heighten tensions. Addressing these challenges through diplomacy, international cooperation, and conflict resolution strategies will be crucial for maintaining stability and preventing escalation into military conflict in this increasingly complex global landscape. What are your thoughts on the rise of new global powers? Share your opinions in the comments below and join the conversation. Soft power, the ability to influence others through attraction and persuasion rather than coercion, is becoming increasingly important in the 21st century. Unlike hard power, which relies on military force or economic sanctions, soft power is more subtle and often more effective in the long run. It involves shaping the preferences of others through appeal and attraction. This can be achieved through various means such as culture, political values, and foreign policies that are seen as legitimate or having moral authority. Culture, values, and diplomacy are key instruments of soft power. When a country's culture promotes universal values that other nations can readily identify with, it enhances the country's soft power. For instance, cultural exchanges, international broadcasting, and educational programs can significantly contribute to a nation's soft power. These activities help build a positive image and foster goodwill among different countries. The United States, for example, has long exerted influence through its popular culture, Hollywood movies, and music. American films, television shows, and music have a global audience, spreading American values and lifestyle. This cultural dominance has helped the U.S. to maintain its influence worldwide, even in regions where its political or military presence is limited. The appeal of the American dream, with its promise of freedom and opportunity, continues to attract people from all over the world. China is actively promoting its culture and language through Confucius Institutes and other initiatives. These institutes offer Chinese language courses and cultural programs, helping to spread Chinese culture and values globally. By doing so, China aims to enhance its soft power and present itself as a peaceful and cooperative global player. This cultural diplomacy is part of China's broader strategy to increase its influence on the world stage. The European Union has been successful in promoting its values of democracy and human rights. Through its policies and international aid programs, the EU has been able to project its values and principles globally. The EU's commitment to human rights, rule of law, and democratic governance has made it a model for many countries. This has not only enhanced the EU's soft power, but also strengthened its role as a global leader in promoting peace and stability. In a world of interconnectedness and instant communication, the battle for hearts and minds is as important as the struggle for military or economic dominance. Social media, the internet, and other forms of digital communication have made it easier for countries to project their soft power. By effectively using these tools, nations can influence global public opinion and build international support for their policies. In this digital age, the ability to communicate a compelling narrative and build a positive image is crucial for any country seeking to enhance its global influence. The world is transitioning from a unipolar system dominated by the United States to a more multipolar order. This new reality presents both challenges and opportunities. Cooperation will be essential to address global challenges such as climate change, pandemics, and terrorism. No single nation can solve these problems alone. Multilateral institutions such as the United Nations and the World Trade Organization will play a vital role in facilitating dialogue and cooperation. However, competition and rivalry are also likely to persist. Managing these tensions peacefully and constructively will be paramount. What do you think about the role of soft power in today's world? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation. Your opinion matters. Predicting the future of global power dynamics is a complex task. It involves understanding a multitude of factors, from economic trends and political shifts to technological advancements and social changes. Analysts and experts spend countless hours examining data, debating scenarios, and trying to forecast the next big moves on the global stage. However, several trends suggest a more fluid and unpredictable world order. Political landscapes are constantly shifting, with new alliances forming and old ones dissolving. Leaders from diverse backgrounds and ideologies are coming together in international forums, negotiating and redefining the rules of engagement. The rise of Asia will continue, with China and India playing increasingly prominent roles. These nations are not only growing economically, but also investing heavily in technology and infrastructure. The bustling streets of Beijing and the thriving tech hubs in India are testament to their rapid development and ambition to lead on the global stage. The United States, while remaining a major power, will need to adapt to a more multipolar world. This means engaging in more nuanced diplomacy, fostering international collaborations, and sometimes making difficult compromises. The era of unilateral decisions is fading, giving way to a more interconnected and interdependent global community. Technology will continue to be a disruptive force, reshaping economies, societies, and the nature of power itself. Innovations in artificial intelligence, robotics, and digital transformation are not just changing how we live and work, but also how nations compete and cooperate. The countries that can harness these technologies effectively will have a significant edge in the future. The most successful nations will be those that can adapt to this changing landscape, build strong partnerships, and navigate the complexities of a multipolar world. Strategic alliances, both regional and global, will be crucial. Collaborative efforts in areas like climate change, cybersecurity, and global health will define the leaders of tomorrow. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the evolving landscape of global power dynamics, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Curious Mind for more insightful explorations of our world. Your support helps us bring you more content that delves into the complexities and wonders of our ever-changing planet. Thank you for watching. Stay curious and keep exploring.